Guys, welcome back. So I will tell you what. I'm always telling you guys don't expect that big sign, don't expect that once in a lifetime thing. Thunderstorm dropped out of nowhere today cuz Thor's like, "Okay, you and Daddy aren't communicating, so here you go. We go do this thing you promised him." Oh gosh, I'm so dumb. I'm so many kinds of dumb, and I feel this kind of supporting "we love you anyway, sis" kind of thing. I couldn't get what Odin was telling me with Manaz and the butterflies, and today I got Tiwaz straight up, and the energy was really different off of Tiwaz because I keep trying to change how I read the runes. I read them like I read the tarot deck, which I read energy. I know how weird that sounds, but I try to sit with it. I try to calm myself. I try to do that, and Odin's even behind me today, like because he was getting ready to explode, and look, he's like, "You better figure this out." He even showed me himself repeatedly last night. Odin just covered in butterflies everywhere, and he'd been following me around and real excited, real hopefully pointed with Gungnir, and he doesn't do this constantly. This is very rare, actually, but I know it sounds like it's constant on the channel. But pointing at this doorway going into this closet with closet's transformation hidden too, pointing at it, showing me the butterfly, literally means he wants more packs of these. I said, okay, okay. And now I get the dream too. It's all downloading as we speak. I said, okay, you show me butterflies in a dream. I will get them for you. Because as you can see, we have quite a few butterflies behind us. And I'm just like, I'm not getting this. I have no idea what the old man means. I even made you guys a video. And as I'm making the video, I kept doing all my research, all this butterfly lore. I've like ingested so much butterfly lore lately. And it's been wonderful. But I was like, I don't get what he means. Because he gave me a dream this morning. And this is also very rare. I don't get these all the time, so please don't think you will. All the butterflies and all the other goodly godly was gone off the front door, and there was just one big blue butterfly there. It was like a magnet. And he never speaks literally. You have to figure it out. He meant you, arrow pointing at you, are going through transformation. I'm getting like finally. And, Thor had to come and drop by today. And that when this thunderstorm came, ba-boom, right over the house out of nowhere, I'm like, yes, the big brother, how about you and I go shop for more butterflies because the old father would like them. And, he does still want them. He very much wants them. Because I wonder if he puts ideas in our heads. I said, this will become the temple of the butterfly, or the house of the butterfly will become the butterfly garden. And he was showing me too in the dream all these beautiful butterfly plants outside, and just butterflies that very rarely you do see them in this area, these butterflies. I said, if you can make this happen, all these butterfly bushes and all this other beautiful sanctuary for butterflies, I said, I am on board, but you gotta help me. And basically the moron that cuts the grass, I said, this guy that I keep seeing in my head that like we swap out to, but I cannot find him because he doesn't exist. I said, you get that dude doing this yard, you get for what I can afford, then you are more than welcome to this. You're more than welcome to this. I will be happy to have a butterfly garden. Who wouldn't? I'm like, yes, a butterfly garden. Yes, please, old man. So he wanted me to realize I am going through a transformation. And he did want me to know myself. One of you were right on key with the Manoz. Plus Manoz, side Odin fact of the day, Manoz rune, it looked like a butterfly to me. Do you know there's a skipper butterfly, that genus, species, whatever you want to call it, but the term is Odina. There's exactly one. And it's this beautiful butterfly, and I don't know if they showed the right picture or not, but I don't even know if they're alive anymore. But it instead of other butterflies where it almost looks like it was put together with mathematical precision, this is just kind of random beautiful lines on this. It still kind of makes sense, but it looks more like broken up bits of stained glass than it looks like a other butterfly that they almost look symmetrical. You know what I mean? You look at butterflies, you look at them, they look like somebody really laid these out with mathematical precision. This butterfly looks like it went, I don't got time for that. Just throw some patterns on me. And I don't know, like I said, if they still exist, but they look like a monarch. They look like a monarch with the little skipper tails. You know, those little tails on the wings some of them get. So we're getting oodles and poodles and oodles of butterflies, and I'm just going to have to learn to be a blessed monk of the House of the Butterfly, or blessed whatever, you know, working with Odin, and just learn Zen to pick up these butterflies when they fall. And the new game is when they fall, I just pick them up and stick them somewhere else, see if they'll stay. So maybe the butterflies are migrating around the house. I don't know. But yeah, storm dropped out of nowhere, so we made this delicious, Loki helped, we made this delicious chicken stew out of cans because we're going back from party time, going out, eating out all the time to cooking at home again. So we're making that. And you know, we had the gifts this I had a wonderful birthday. We're still having it. We're having birthday week. And I've had wonderful gifts. The ones that meant the most were the ones from my mom. She's been gone 8, 10 years at this point. And those meant more than anything else, and those were free. And the one that Odin had picked out, that meant more, and that was $1. So it's not like I've spent a huge, huge amount on these presents. And there were cute little, you know, things he picked out and stuff like that that I told you guys leading up to this. No, I think it's like if I want Oski, if I that's what I really want, fine. He's happy to do that, though I have to realize every other part of Odin comes with, you know. You can work with Oski, but if he comes in one day smelling like gunpowder and looking like he's just been in the middle of a war and kind of like this, that you take that. You get everything for the price of a mission with Odin. It's a package deal, you know. So you can even work with the warrior, and one day if he comes in like practically floating off the ground and you know everything is peace and love and you're looking at him like all fun. That's just the old man that's working with him. He's very strong-willed. I asked him last night, I said, okay, on a scale from 0 to wolf, how much do you like butterflies? 1 second. There you go, there's his answer. Hold on. Sorry about that. I said, on a scale of 0 to wolf, how much do you like butterflies? Wolf! Really loud, like THX loud, like woof! And I'm like, oh dear, because we've got wolves all over the place, and these wolf cams are falling out of the sky for good purposes. People are studying wolves, and we've been watching some remarkable stuff. You might as well grab your coffee, we're going to be here for a while. Like his wolf mother, her den was going to flood because the ice and snow and everything were melting, and she's making sounds they make. Kind of like to call the babies, but also because she was a little nervous and scared, and they'll talk to themselves when they're scared. And she kept going down into the burrow and bringing them back up, and she moved all of them, and they're screaming blue murder. It must have hurt. She must have been scared and holding a little tighter than she had to. They're screaming, and you won't believe how much sound a tiny wolf that's just been born can make, like a day or so old. They have the lung power of somebody singing opera. They are explosively loud. It's like the wrens that are on the door. They can actually stun people. They can be so loud that they can actually stun and hurt people. They're that loud of her. And they like sing out Louise. Yeah, they're really loud. And I knew that was part of it. And I knew that he wanted me to see this other thing, which I'd been thinking of I didn't like. There was this guy and this woman that I really didn't even like the title, and I knew they were baiting it like, oh, wolves are so deadly and wolves are so mean. And I'm like, they're predators. They have to hunt with their teeth. You know, what do you expect them to do? They catch all their food with their teeth. They're remarkable animals. And this guy was trying to be a dude. He was trying to show the wolves who's boss, and the wolf settled his ass down. The wolf nipped at him. Wolf isn't going to have any of his bullshit. Wolf's like, no, I'm in charge. And that was pretty remarkable because sometimes wolves will run away, but the wolf was like, I'm not having any of your bullshit. And the woman, they loved her. They knew her, but they also loved her because they say usually women do better with wolves because we don't feel the need to go in there and prove ourselves and assert our dominance. We're like, babies, oh, the babies, and it's that tone the mom hits when she's calling them. We hit that exact tone, and they're like, mommy, and they come over to mommy, and they love you, and you love them, and they're your little fur babies. Guys go in there like they're not part of the pack, or they're going to assert their dominance, and they're going to become alpha. So sometimes the wolves will knock them on their butt. They showed one wolf too, and we'd seen this in a rescue center, and like 98% wolf, 2% dog, and this was quite the wolf. He hated all the men that worked there, absolutely despised all the men, would not let them get near him. But he had his harem of 4 or 5 women that he would let in, and he liked them with him. He liked them very much. And I said, "That's your kind of wolf, isn't it, old man?" He's like, "Mm." So between the wolves and the puppies and the butterflies, it's like you are going through personal transformation, and let me lead you. And I don't know if I said this to Tim because I've tried a bunch of times. He'd show me himself like all covered, absolutely Odin covered in butterflies, and it was, he felt mad, but not at the butterflies, like mad that I was not getting this. He's like, I'm covering myself in butterflies. They're all coming to me. Like, come to me for transformation. How much more clear can I make this? It took Thor, it took Deep Thinker to think about this a long time, because I have one to him, and sometimes I go to him, and he'll think about it for a while. And he'll think about it for a couple of days, and then he'll come and he'll illuminate. The thunderstorm has already passed over. And, it was like, oh, I get it. So we have a ton more butterflies. If you think there's a lot of butterflies in the back now and you can't see it because of the lighting, there will be even more. But I'm going to try to do exactly what he asked for. I'm going to have butterflies up around the arch of that doorway, and there's going to be just butterflies everywhere. We will have ever so many butterflies. There will be butterflies all around this house, but I love them. I love being able to look over there and see all the butterflies. I love being able to look here and see all these butterflies. All the Norse gods are starting to pick them up as a totem of, some people give them to Loki, some people give them to Sigyn. Odin's definitely picked them up, and Thor has definitely picked them up, and there's a million lessons you can learn from them, like butterflies when it's storming, like it's storm right now. They'll go hide in, some species will go hide in a tree, some species will go hide in the grass, because I looked this up today. The equivalent of a butterfly getting hit by a drop of rain is like if we got hit by 2 bowling balls, 2 water balloons that weigh like bowling balls, each of them. So can you imagine getting hit by that? You would get really hurt. So that's why they go and they try to hide and they try to do the best they can. They're metal. They really are. They're metal, all the stuff they put up with. And, just they're beautiful animals, and they don't bite. They can't bite. And if one of the caterpillars would bite you, it would be by accident. And they go through that transformation, and they come out, and they're these tiny little winged things that, I've heard people say, technically they shouldn't be even able to fly the way they're designed, yet they fly. And, they're just remarkable creatures because, just a storm can knock them out of commission. And, if you don't pick them up, unless you pick them up with a piece of paper, because their hands can take the stuff off their wings and then they can't fly. But, you'll see them in the grass in the early morning, and those wings going up and down. She's pumping her blood so she can get going, is what you're saying. And if you've ever raised them, they're beautiful. They're the miracle of life for about 5 minutes, and then the males start to fight, and you have to let them all go. The males will find the weakest male and almost immediately attack him. It's like they have been alive for 5 minutes. They've been hatched for 5 minutes. They're beating each other up for the females already, and it's like, yeah, they're tiny little Vikings with wings. You have to let them go so that the weaker males will have a chance. And, but, they are beautiful animals, and they're literally, they're considered a totem animal for Geminis. And my birth, May 24th also puts me in, depending on the thing you're going with, I'm deer, and that's part of the butterfly clan. So yeah, I should be more in tune with butterflies than I am. And it was definitely a mom thing. So I have butterflies here on the screen too, where you can't see them, on the edges. And it is comforting. It's like having my mom nearby. She was butterfly crazy too. My grandmother was too. So maybe it's something that my ancestresses have passed down too. And I'm getting, yes, finally, that butterfly clan, that butterfly wisdom to pass down. We just have so much we've lost. But butterflies were very important to my grandmother. She placed butterfly stuff all around her house. And butterflies were important to my mom the same way. And now I'm carrying on the tradition that, my grandmother and my mother on my mom's side set up. Dad's side didn't seem to have any kind of wisdom like that, but on my mom's side, it's extremely strong, that butterfly energy. In fact, I still have some of my grandmother's butterflies, like hither and thither and yon, and I have all, like from my mom's stuff. So it's gone full circle, and there were a lot of butterfly things in this house already, so it's become the house. I said it's going to become like the house of the butterfly, the temple of the butterfly. And if Odin can work his magic and we can get butterfly stuff out there, I try to let everything wild grow so they can eat them and the bees and everything else. I said I'm more than happy to do it. If he loves butterflies, yeah, I'm like, that's awesome. That's something else. The wolves and the ravens and the butterflies and everything else. But yeah, Lord of Transformation, a god associated with the breath, with ear. It depends on how you look at it. Some say like the soul, whatever. It would definitely be the old man. And Mana's people give to him. In Tiwa's, it's Tyr, but it's also about, I always look at it too about moving upward in transformation. And I said, "Are you seeking justice?" I was just making sure. And I think also it's literally, yes, Tyr's going to be part of your life too. You two don't always get along, not because of Tyr. Tyr is wonderful, but I've come to loggerheads with Tyr's people because the difference between Tyr's people and Odin's people is night and day. An Odin's person is going to approach something very differently, and we don't feel that we are the law, so we don't tend to become mini Judge Dreads. And I'm not trying to be mean to Tyr's people, but I've run into a lot of Tyr's people that they get the idea that they now are the law and they get to pass judgment on everyone else and try to bully everyone else into doing their will. And I'm like, until Tyr himself shows up and tells me otherwise. And that's the Odin's person. It's like, your lord is not my lord. I don't owe him fealty. I owe my fealty to Odin. And I'm getting, yes, she finally said it. I owe my fealty to Odin and to Loki. If Tyr would become a lord with me, then fine. Like, I owe fealty to Thor as well, and you can do that because they will be like, yeah, you're gonna have 4 or 5 of us that you're gonna answer to, and if you get conflicting things, then just come back to us. I'd gone to all the Norse gods, and it's also obviously hitting me over the head repeatedly that the Norse gods are your clan. Not you can't talk to anyone else, but Norse gods are your clan or your people. And now the sun's out, so maybe I'm missing a rainbow, but if you guys like what you see. Oh, remember guys, full moon tonight for a lot of people. Might be supermoon, might be, I think, eclipse of the moon, lunar eclipse, something like that. It might be a blood red moon, depending on where you are. Look it up. But I will see you guys later. Bye bye.